Here's the thing. Most adult dogs will give puppies a free pass. Now, the free pass might go from 8 weeks to 6 months. The free pass might go from 8 weeks and 1 minute to 8 weeks and 2 minutes. Some dogs just have zero tolerance for puppies. Buzz was one of those dogs. And it's not surprising based on his mother's reaction with puppies. And so what I would do with Buzz is I would not let the puppies interact with him. But 2 times over his lifetime, the puppy escaped and ran right up to Buzz. And what he would do is he would pelt them, meaning he would give them an inhibited bite on the nose. Always would leave a little mark on their nose that a day later turned into a scab. Pelting, an inhibited bite that made it very clear to the puppy, I am not your BFF. You and I, we can cohabitate, but we will never be playmates. And so I was protective of Buzz. I didn't want to put him in a position where he had to do that. Once the puppies learn to read body language better, for most puppies, it was 5 or 6 months old. They could be in the same room with Buzz. They could cohabitate with him, and everyone was fine. I never, ever had a problem. I never, ever had a situation where I had to gate one dog for life against another dog because otherwise there'd be this all-out battle. And we're going to avoid that by being protective of your adult dog. Because if that adult dog keeps getting badgered by the puppy, then what that adult dog will do is just snap. At one point, they're just going to go at that puppy. And it may not be inhibited. So let's talk about how to help those puppies who are a little bit more exuberant, who maybe haven't learned how to read the room and haven't got all of those signals on how to take in, receive, process, and understand what other dogs are saying to them. So first off, you need to know how to introduce a puppy to an adult dog. And I wouldn't, if I had a dog like Buzz, I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for months down the road. If I knew my dog did not like puppies, I would not make them cohabitate. I would do, as I mentioned in podcast episode number 72, the Togetherness Project. I would say a week after I got the puppy home, I would start Project Togetherness through barriers so that my adult dog learned there's another puppy in the house and everything's cool. So if you have a dog that doesn't like other puppies, don't even try. Don't even try. Project Togetherness will help them learn to cohabitate, and that is all you could ever hope for. But let's say you have a dog, they love puppies, or they at least tolerate puppies really well, but the puppy is inappropriate. As I showed in podcast episode number 157 with Bling and the puppy Acre was relentless, jumping on Bling's head, punching her in the head, grabbing her, biting, trying to jump on her back. It was relentless. And so Bling needed help. And the first thing we're going to do is make sure both puppy and adult dog are safe in their own spaces, which means you need a puppy den. You need a puppy playhouse, an X-pen. I've talked about how to set up your gated community for your puppy in podcast episode number 30. And so you're going to have an area where the puppy is safe, and you're going to have an area for your dog where they still get attention from you, but they feel safe. Number 2 thing you're going to do is you're going to teach that puppy a positive interrupter. As I talked about in podcast episode number 158, that is a cue that the puppy knows means come to me. And so you're going to work on that for several weeks before you try to reintroduce the puppy and the dog. Meanwhile, Project Togetherness for your puppy and your dog. Number 3, when you decide to give that dog another chance in being around your adult dog, you're going to set up the environment so the adult dog has an escape. Either a chair in the room that they can jump up on that the puppy isn't strong enough or tall enough to get up there as well. Or you're going to do this in a gated area that has a low door that you can tell your adult dog to jump up and over. The things that I would be working on in the 3 weeks between allowing them to interact and their first session back together would be, of course, my positive interrupter, all of the puppy's recaller games and the recall, so that I'm building a bond for me, so it's easy for that puppy to come away from the adult dog to want to come back to me. Number 4, you're going to ask around and ask if any of your friends have adult dogs that are very appropriate with puppies that your puppy could learn more appropriate body language from. So in Bling's case, she showed all the appropriate calming cues to Acre. Acre didn't receive them, and Bling didn't follow it up by saying, listen, I don't want you to do this anymore. Bling just kept saying, puppy license is ongoing. You can keep doing anything you want to me, and I'm 100% okay. Now, if your adult dog does decide to discipline your puppy, you might not like it. Your adult dog may go like make this guttural growl. Ugh. Your puppy may yelp. And you've got to be okay and do not discipline your adult dog. Now, if the puppy runs away and the adult dog keeps growling and chasing it, then you can use your positive interrupter to get your adult dog away from the puppy. But most adult dogs will do it once and then show a calming signal to the puppy. They may show several calming signals to the puppy. I had a dog who was actually the grandfather of my now 7-year-old dog, Momentum, and he was phenomenal with puppies. If he had to discipline them, he'd like squish them under him. He'd lay on them. And then he would, if they ran away, he would get on his belly and chase them down and start giving them calming signals and get them to re-engage with him. That's the ultimate for an adult dog puppy interaction. I wish I had videos to show you of how great Quid was with puppies. And so don't be freaked out if your adult dog has to discipline your puppy, but always be aware of it should be quick, it should be over with fast. There shouldn't be any kind of a mark on your puppy. So even if you get the pelting like I got with Buzzy, that might be too far for the first time discipline. And that could be telling you that your dog just doesn't want to be around this puppy. But again, always be safe. If you aren't sure about your adult dog, then work on project togetherness before you do that first introduction. Okay, so now we are going to try to reintroduce the puppy to the adult dog. You're going to do a few things. Your adult dog has that escape route. You can use your positive interrupters. You can physically, as they're playing, just walk in between them, which is going to give your adult dog a chance to get away. You can actually like be a goalie and kind of protect your if your puppy tries to dart around you. You could also just grab the collar, give a cookie, and just kind of stroke your puppy until you see signs that, oh, okay, yeah, it's you. And if you don't see that, clip the leash on, get them out of the environment, allow them time to calm down, and then bring them back. So positive interrupters, physically going in between the dog and the puppy, doing a collar grab and giving a puppy a cookie to help them calm down, or just getting in between the two, calling the puppy and getting them out of that area. We want you to be the interrupter that tells the puppy when you've gone too far, you've jumped, you've bitten, and you haven't read the signs, I'm going to interrupt your play. So that is going to, yes, we're going to interrupt it with fun stuff from us, like a collar grab and a cookie, or a positive interrupter, or chase me out of the room. But at the end of the day, what the puppy might want is more play with the adult. And so they learn, heck, when I play like the Border Collie puppy did at 3 weeks, kindly, my mom doesn't interrupt me. But when I play like a bull in a china shop, what does a bull in a china shop really look like? I'm not sure. When I play like a bull in a china shop, my mom keeps interrupting me. Eventually, your puppy will read the signs from you that they aren't reading from your adult dog. And that's when you know you're on your way to your puppy and your dog getting along well.